We are gathered here today to sip some tea, honey. So make sure you guys have your teacups ready because this tea is what? Piping hot. Hey, you guys, it's your girl T. So I want to come out here and talk about this viral story. Everybody's been talking about this. A lot of people are calling these two the modern day social media version of Romeo and Juliet, okay? So what's going on is that basically this past Thursday on the 20th, there's a young girl named Mercedes. She was 18 years old, and she was found dead of an apparent suicide in her college dorm. And she had been in a relationship with a young man. His name was Marquise. He went by the name Mari. And basically, they had been together for a few years. There's all types of pictures and videos, and there were a lot of people's relationship goals. Both, she's a beautiful girl. He's a very handsome young man. And basically, after she took her own life, I guess people were coming at her boyfriend, blaming him and saying that it's your fault that she killed herself. And, there was more that you could have done. Why didn't you do anything to stop her? Basically, they were blaming this young man, and he just couldn't take it anymore. And so 2 days after himself, he took to Facebook and basically posted this long letter to people, letting them know that he was going to go take his life. He also made an 8-minute Facebook Live video where he looks like he's crying. He's shouting out all these names, and he's going on and on for about 8 full minutes. And then eventually it was noted that later on that day, nobody could find him and that now he's dead. So I'm going to go ahead and read to you guys some of that letter that he wrote on Facebook. This was on April 22nd at 11:10 a.m. His Facebook page is still currently public. So it says this: "This is to everybody that knew me and shared the love for me. This is to the ones who deeply cared for me. Yeah, some might say I took the easy way out, but who's to say? I wanted to live this life in the first place. Y'all say I'm selfish, but other than my sisters and a few of my brothers, who checked on me? Who asked was I straight? Y'all just asked for shit. But when asked in return, it was, I ain't got it, or you got it, but I let it slide. My loyalty was different. Mercedes loved Marquise for Marquise, not for the cars, not for the money. Everybody told Mercedes the same thing, like no or some BS, and that's why I did everything I did for her, so she wouldn't have to ask anyone. But she needed love from her friends and family, not just me. I can't do it all, but I tried. Lord knows. I mean, all y'all know, if she wanted anything materialistic, just somebody there, anything, I had her. I've been through the most messed up situations imaginable. I just lost my girlfriend and my kid. She thought everyone was going to bash her like her friends did. That baby brought us so much joy, and when she told me she was pregnant on my birthday, I was happy, but I was also lost for words. Mercedes asked countless people for help, and that's why I tried to be the best boyfriend ever. I messed up once when I took someone out on a date. But that's all I did, and I apologize about that. And I did whatever I had to do to make it up to Mercedes. Mercedes had my passwords, fingerprint on my phone. I was very open with her. But we always told each other how we hated life and everything in it. But I always talked her out of it. Well, we would always say we're going to go out together. So that's where I'm headed. Life ain't about the toughest soldiers. God has the story written already. Stick to the script. Y'all know how I felt about that girl. I read our messages, and that was my best friend, my baby. That was no doubt or maybes. It's plenty fish in the ocean, but you always kept my mind open. I love my baby dearly, so we finna see each other again. I love all the people that I know. Ain't no RIPs. It's stay in sauce in paradise or fly high, fly guy. No RIPs because I ain't at peace. I'm just finally happy, free. My brothers, I love my brothers. Sliming them. Y'all already know what it is. For my sister and them, hold that shit down. Don't let it hold you up. They won't let me come to the funeral, so I'ma see her myself. Slat. And then he wrote hashtag Mama I'm sorry, hashtag Larry I'm sorry, hashtag Naima I'm sorry, Lynn STL I'm sorry, holla at ya. Don't want to be, but I had to. Real eyes recognize real lies.
Tired of being a blame person. I just can't do it no more. I just want to tell all y'all, love y'all. Just want to be around love, y'all. I just want to be around love. I want to be around sound. I'm out.
So that's what that young man wrote. That was definitely a cry for help. So now this young man is dead, and this is causing a lot of controversy online. The thing that bothers me a lot, I know we always talk about people being narcissistic and wanting attention, and this definitely screams of wanting attention. But even more than him being so-called narcissistic or wanting attention or going to Facebook Live, I hear somebody who's in a lot of pain. I hear somebody who's just fed up with everything. And it gets to people when people constantly take from you, when people are always coming to you to ask for things, to ask for help, to ask for a hookup. But then when you're going through some shit, those same people are not there for you. And that is one of the most depressing things. And I've been there and I felt the same way. And I had to learn to just tell people no and to cut a lot of people off, because people will take and take and take and won't replace, won't give you back shit until you're just emotionally drained. And I feel like that's where this young man was headed. But with that being said, I'm not feeling this whole glamorization of this situation. I'm seeing a lot of pictures. I'm seeing a lot of comments from especially young people saying that, they're in heaven together, loving each other again, and they're in each other's arms and they're dancing. And, regardless if you believe in the Bible or don't believe in the Bible, regardless if you believe that there's a heaven or a hell, or if you just feel like, when you're dead, you're just dead and that's it. My personal opinion, I don't know if they're dancing again in heaven. I don't know if he's burning because he killed himself. But I do know that 2 young people are dead. And, they're not in this particular world anymore. And that's really sad. And people need to realize, again, like I've always said, suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary situation. Whatever him and his girlfriend were going through was just temporary. As bad as things feel, as much as we go through on a daily basis in this world, just trying to, just figure out this thing called life, like Prince said, as hard as that is, we're all going to have our good days and our bad days, but things get better. It should never get to that point where a young man is literally screaming for help on Facebook and there's literally nobody there to help him. They said that people try to reach out to him and call his phone, but of course he wasn't answering, but it just seemed like he was a young man who was just fed up with life. His girlfriend obviously was fed up with life. And this is why I tell people all the time, you never know what people are truly going through. That's why I don't believe in the whole relationship goals. To look at their pictures, they look like a beautiful couple. Like I said, this young girl was gorgeous. Beautiful face, nice body, gorgeous. Him, handsome, nice body. Obviously they work out. They take good care of themselves. They're both, dressed well. They have iPhones. So, they don't look like they want for anything. But all that doesn't mean anything. The materialism, you heard him talk about materialism and buying her whatever she wanted. At the end of the day, the materialism, the looks, the clothing, all of that stuff means nothing if you're not happy inside. So it's clearly obvious that Mercedes had a lot of issues, a lot of inner demons that she was fighting. Her boyfriend also had a lot of issues and a lot of inner demons that he was also fighting. And there's also a picture of the 2 of them. They're both wearing the same, shirt, and it says Sauce Blatt. I don't know. That's probably some type of group name or something in their neighborhood. But they're wearing the same shirt. But a lot of people are pointing out, and they feel like this whole situation is kind of demonic, depending on if you believe in the Bible or not. But you see them pointing up what people call the satanic hand signs and doing the, the 666 hand signals and this. And so a lot of people are looking at this picture and saying, something's just not right with this whole situation. And it are situations like this, being put out there into the media and to the forefront to encourage other young people to, to basically glamorize suicide and to encourage other young people to kill themselves. I'm, like I said, I have no idea. I'm just telling you guys what's being said on social media and what people are finding disturbing about certain pictures and certain things that are being said. The whole situation is sad. You know, like I said, I see two beautiful young people who probably had their whole future ahead of them. You know, I don't know what all he did. I don't know if he was a rapper or a dancer. I don't know what all he did. I haven't been that deep onto his page, but we know that she was a college student. She was going to school for communications. So either way, they both had their whole life ahead of them. In that post, he said that she was pregnant, so they had a child on the way, and even that child, you know, couldn't stop her from killing herself and her baby. So this whole situation is really sad, but let's not glamorize this. Let's not act like, you know, we know where these people are right now and what they're currently doing. You know, you got folks talking about they're probably strolling on the beach in heaven and, you know, going out to dinner tonight. Like, please stop romanticizing this shit. There's nothing glamorous. There's nothing cute about suicide. There's nothing glamorous or cute about death. This is sad. And you have two families that are not affected by this, you know, and I really wish that they would have asked for help sooner. I really wish that the people in their lives would have been more attentive and realized that something was wrong and that maybe they were going through it, because it's really, really sad when I see an 18-year-old girl who's pregnant take her life and then her young boyfriend ends up killing himself a few days later. I mean, it's really sad. It definitely reminds me of Romeo and Juliet, but again, I don't want this glamorized and I don't want other kids to see this and think that this is a way to become trending and to have their name immortalized. This is not the way. And if you're going through something, if you're depressed, if you're hurt, reach out to somebody. Reach out to somebody, you know, and if people are not listening to you, sometimes you have to reach out to a stranger. Sometimes you have to reach out to somebody on social media, somebody that's not in your inner circle who's willing to listen to you, you know, but you have to get it off your chest. You have to talk to somebody because, again, like I said before when I started this video, suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. And all these kids who have committed suicide over the years, I think to myself, like, where would these kids be? You know, it's been 2, 3, 4, 5 years since this kid died and this kid jumped in front of a train and this kid jumped off of a building and this girl swallowed bleach and, you know, all types of stuff. You know, these are people who could be future doctors and lawyers and entertainers and everything else, but they're cutting their lives short over stress, over social media, and over a lot of things that we have no idea behind the scenes, but it's just not worth it. And I just want people to realize that it does get better and that you need to seek help, you know, and like I said, with this whole Facebook Live and people being able to just get that instant gratification, I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about the road that social media is going in. It's just getting really, really dark and creepy. And especially for people who need that instant fix, who need something, who need that instant gratification. Like I said months ago, you're going to start seeing more cases of this. And sadly, everything I said 6 months ago is now starting to come to pass. So anyways, y'all, let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire disturbing situation concerning Mercedes and Mari basically taking their lives. How do you feel about how social media is handling this? Do you see a lot of people trying to romanticize this and make it seem like, you know, it's okay now that they're still together? How do you feel about, you know, the comments that you're seeing and what people are saying? Do you feel like some folks are romanticizing this? And then how do you feel about the fact that these two young people decide to take their own lives in this manner, and he decided to basically post everything on Facebook Live before he went and did it? So anyways, y'all, let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. All right, deuces. Hey you guys, it's your girl T. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share my videos. You can also visit Lovelyti.com to purchase any merchandise. Also, don't forget to click the boxes down below to watch any of my previous videos. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.